The day I stopped using indicators was the day the market started paying me, and I spent years trying to get to that day before realizing I was doing it wrong the whole time. Years of adding indicators, refining setups, and trying to get better at reading where the price is going next, because that's what trading is, right? Well, no, I didn't get better results, I just got more confused. The problem wasn't that I was using the wrong indicator, the problem was that every indicator does the exact same thing. It tries to predict where the price is going next. And if you've been trading for any amount of time, you know that doesn't work. So I took everything off. I didn't look at what the indicators were telling me. I didn't pass it through any filter. I just looked at what the raw market was telling me directly. And that's when I realized indicators were never the answer. They were the problem. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the right way to actually predict the market accurately. And by the end of it, you'll be able to look at any chart and know exactly what the market is telling you. So here's the thing about prediction. When you're predicting something, like an event or a probability, what you're doing is gathering information, analyzing it, and then making a decision based on what the information is telling you. The more information you have, the better the decision. And in most areas of life, this actually works. But in trading, this actually works backwards. If prediction actually worked in trading, meaning if you could reliably gather information on where the price was going next, then everyone would do it. And everyone would be right most of the time. And if everyone is right, there are no losers. And if there are no losers, there is no market. The market is a zero-sum game. For every winner, there is a loser. There's always someone on the other side of the trade. And that's not an opinion, that's just how it works. Which means by design, the market can't be predicted. Not in any reliable, consistent way. Not by indicators, not by pattern recognition, not by any tool ever built. Because the moment something becomes predictable, the edge disappears. So when it comes to actually predicting and reading the market accurately, we can't just open a chart and ask, where is this going next? Because that game is unwinnable from the start. It's designed to be unwinnable. And that's what 95% of the market fails to understand. You can add all the indicators and setups you want, but you're basically just reorganizing chairs on the Titanic. So here's the thing. If we want to understand exactly what the market is telling us and trade it accurately, we can't try to predict it like everyone else, or we'll get the same results. We need to understand how the market actually functions first, then once we do, predicting it becomes irrelevant, because you already know what it's going to do. So let me show you how that's done. Now, the reason that predicting the market consistently is so difficult, if we're talking about actually executing trades, is because the chart is vague. You could be right in theory, you might even be very good at reading the market, but executing it and pulling a consistent profit is a different animal entirely. The market will prove you right, but it'll make you pay first. And most traders don't survive long enough to be right. So when it comes to reading the market and also pulling a profit out of it, you need to stop trying to predict the market. You need to start letting it tell you what it's already decided. That's called elimination, and it's the only way to trade a market that you can't predict. Because when most traders open a chart, they look at it and immediately start interpreting. They see certain candles that might look bullish or bearish. They might see a pattern or setup that looks like a reversal. They'll see price near a support or resistance level, so assume it might bounce soon. So what they're doing is taking all this information, most of which is just visual noise and has no meaning, and they're turning it into a narrative. And they're trading this narrative. Then the market destroys them for it because the market doesn't care about your narrative. But elimination is the opposite of that. You're not interpreting anything or building a story. You're reducing the market to its simplest form and then trading what's left. The only question you're asking is, which direction is already off the table? Once you eliminate one direction, then the only other option the market has left is moving in the other direction. And it's a piece of cake at that point. Because no matter what the market does, whether it moves in your direction right away or twists and turns before it gets there, you know it's heading to the same destination. You go from being at the market's mercy with every new candle and pattern to being above it. You're just waiting for the market to do the only thing it has left to do. Now, the way we do this is simple. We just need a few things to align to eliminate one side. That's going to be direction, structure, and momentum. If all three align, then we can eliminate one side and trade the other side with high accuracy. And we don't need indicators or anything else to do this, which wouldn't work that well anyway. So direction is simple. You're simply asking if the market is making progress or not. Because the market has two main phases, it's either pushing one way or it's stalling. And when it's making consistent progress in one direction, that's telling you everything you need to know about which side is in control. And you don't need an indicator to see this. And you don't need to draw a line. You just need to look at the chart and see if the market is gradually moving in one direction consistently from its starting point. So if you're measuring it at a certain point and it's trending upward away from that point, then you have direction. That's your first piece of the puzzle. You want to make sure the market is actually moving in a direction and not just stalling or stuck at the same point as it was before. And once you have direction, which is going to be either moving upward or downward consistently, you can move on to the structure. Now, structure is what confirms that direction is real and not just a temporary move, because markets can push in one direction for a few candles and then completely reverse. That happens all the time. So direction alone isn't enough. What structure does is show you the footprint the market is leaving behind. Every time price pushes in a direction and then pulls back, it leaves a mark, a significant high or a significant low. So you want to make sure that the market has the right infrastructure to maintain its direction. And the final piece is momentum, which is where most traders stop looking. Because you can have direction, you can have structure, but if the conviction isn't there, if the market is just drifting in one direction without any real force behind it, then you still don't have a clean elimination. Now, this is where you need to look past the surface and look at the activity of buyers and sellers. And we can use a tool called Cumulative Delta for that. It's not a tool you need to use all the time, but it's just a way to make momentum visible while you're still developing your eye for it. Eventually, you'll be able to feel conviction just from the price itself. But until then, Delta removes all the guesswork. You can see exactly who's in control and how hard they're pushing. So all Cumulative Delta does is track the net difference between market buy orders and market sell orders over time. If there are more market buy orders, then that means that buyers are more aggressive, and it'll produce a green bar. If there are more market sell orders, then it means sellers are hitting the bid more aggressively and it'll produce a red bar. Now, once you map this out, it should follow the market logically, right? So if we have a large bullish candlestick, then the cumulative delta should also produce a large bullish candlestick. Buyers are hitting the bid more aggressively with market orders than sellers are, and therefore they overwhelm the supply and push the price up. So cumulative delta and the price should theoretically be identical. But the problem is, sometimes they're not. And that's where it gets interesting. Because when price and delta diverge, when price is moving one way, but the orders behind it tell a different story, that's the market showing you its hand. If price is pushing up but delta is flat or falling, that means buyers aren't actually behind that move. Price is rising, but the aggressive buying isn't there to support it. And a move with no conviction behind it is a move that doesn't last. And the opposite is just as powerful. If price is dropping but delta is climbing, sellers are losing control. Buyers are stepping in aggressively, even as price falls. That's a market that's about to reverse. So when delta confirms what price and structure are already telling you, when everything is aligned, that's when one direction becomes undeniable. That's your elimination. Now, if you want to learn how to apply all of this in your own trading, that's exactly what we do inside the LCE Accelerator. You work directly with me, get weekly group calls where we go through real trades together, and a private community of traders all running the same system. If you're interested, the link is in the description. So to recap, direction tells you if the market is actually going somewhere. Structure tells you if that move is real and being built upon. And momentum tells you if there's actual conviction behind it. When all three align, one direction is off the table, and you trade what's left. Now let me show you what this looks like on a real chart. So here we have a blank chart on the 30-minute time frame. And if you were looking at this like a normal retail trader, you might start immediately adding indicators and drawing stuff on the chart. But we know better than that. To actually know where the market is headed next, we don't need to add anything. We just need the alignment of our three factors. So let's start with direction. We want to know if the market is currently going somewhere or if it's just doing nothing. If it's doing nothing, then we don't want to engage. Now, if we look at the last few legs of the market, you'll notice that they're mostly downswings and that the market is slowly progressing downward. We made a high at this point, and we've been slowly pushing downward from this point ever since. And that's all we really need to know for direction. The most recent legs have been pushing downward, so the overall market direction is downward. It's not something that has to be crystal clear or anything like that. We don't need to be looking for a specific pattern or wait for the market to be perfect. We just need to know which direction the wind is blowing, essentially. And once we have that, we can move on to structure. So now we know that direction is slightly downward overall. What we're looking for here is for structure to confirm this before we move on to momentum. And if we move to the 5-minute, we can get a closer look at that. We can see that the most recent local high and local low are close by. Now, the mistake that most traders make when looking at structure is treating it all equally. So if the market breaks above a certain high or low, they'll just enter in that direction without a second thought. But that leads to a lot of traps and losses. The key is to know what the overall direction is first. Since the overall direction here is downward, it means that we don't want to treat a break of the local high the same way we'd treat the break of a local low. Because all the other times that the price attempted to break higher, it got dragged down. We don't want to move against the wind. So when it comes to structure, we want to put more weight on a break of the point that aligns with the overall direction, which would be a break of the low in this case. And finally, we want to look at momentum before we enter. We can drop down to the 1 minute to get the most precise data, and then take a look at cumulative delta. Now remember, cumulative delta is not something you need to use. It's just a tool with real market data behind it that helps you visualize momentum in the market. It's not some formula based on price action like indicators are. So here at the open, we see that we get a surge higher with the price, and also at the same time we get a surge higher with the delta. Generally, everything is making sense here so far. We also see that we've broken above a recent high, but remember, it's not aligned with direction or structure. We want to be patient and observe the price for now. And if we advance a little bit more, we see something interesting. The price drops to where it was near the open, then surges upward again, and even passes the previous high. But now take a look at the delta. It's nowhere near as high as it was at the previous high. So we've moved higher, but we have less market buy orders than we did before. And the only way the market can move higher is if we have a large demand of market buy orders to push the price up, and that's not happening here right now. So if you would have been waiting for some indicator or setup to give you a signal here, it could have definitely fired here, and you would have been tangled in this move. But since we're waiting for alignment and we actually understand what's going on here, we're just waiting and observing. So our overall bias is downward, and the market here is trying to break higher against it, and it's not looking good at all. Buyers are not getting stronger, right where they absolutely need to be for this to work. Now, if we continue, we see that the market tries yet again to break higher. And guess what happens? Delta fails to break higher again. So although buyers might look like they have conviction here and they want to break higher, the internals are telling us a different story. Quite the opposite, actually. Despite trying multiple times to break higher, buyers simply don't have the orders to keep pushing this. So our local high fails to break, and we have our eye on a break of the local low. And that's exactly what happens here later on. Look at that momentum dump from sellers. Notice how, despite imperfect conditions, we were still able to read the market and know where it was moving next without getting caught in any fake-outs, because we waited for alignment. And that's elimination. We eliminate possibilities, and then simply watch as the market is forced to move in our direction. Every trader out there is staring at the same chart, covered in indicators, trying to predict something that by design cannot be predicted. They have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the market actually is. You just learned more about how the market actually moves in the last few minutes than most traders learn in years of studying indicators that were never going to work in the first place. And this is just the surface. Because knowing which direction is off the table is one thing. Knowing exactly where to enter, where your stop goes, how to size the trade, how to manage it without emotionally interfering, that's what separates someone who understands elimination from someone who actually profits from it consistently. If you're interested in working with me to achieve that, apply to be mentored down below. And make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.